Hello, my name is NameTake, and I'm making this beginner's guide to hit confirming. If you don't know what hit confirming is, it's a very, very simple conceptual technique. However, putting it into gameplay can be difficult, especially if you're new to fighting games. I am using Street Fighter here as my example, but you can use this technique in every fighting game, so just keep that in mind. So, what is hit confirming? Hit confirming is reacting to your attacks and doing the appropriate thing, whether your attack hits or if it's blocked. Let me show you a good example. So I'm going to be using this string here. If this move is blocked, or if this move hits, I'm going to do heavy Shokuken. This will result in a knockdown and give me good damage and all that, which is super useful. Alright. However, as you know, with DPs, if they usually if they get blocked, it leaves you super unsafe and open for a full combo, which is something that you don't want to have happen. So if I always do this, if they block it, I'm gonna basically die, and the reward is not good enough for the amount of the reward is not good enough to warrant the risk. So what can I do instead? Instead of doing Shokuken at the end, I can do a Tatsu, light Tatsu. Right? Very nice, light Tatsu. But why, you might ask, why don't you just do the Tatsu always? For one, results in less damage. This one will always result in more damage and a knockdown. This one doesn't even give me a knockdown. Right, as you can see. So that's why it's important to have these two strings. They serve different purposes. The one that ends in Tatsu results in me being safe at the end of the string. With this one, with the Shokuken, results in more damage. So I'm reacting to these first two hits and determining whether or not which one I should use. It's actually much simpler to just watch it in motion. I saw the first hit connect, so I decided to do the entire thing. I decided to go for Shokuken. I saw that first hit get blocked, so I went with Tatsu. Tatsu. Oh, I misinputted. Tatsu. Shokuken. Right? That one was bad. And this would allow you to do that. Now I'm showing you a very basic combo, right? A very basic combo. And this becomes much more important when you have riskier, more resource-intensive combos like this. Let's see if I can get a hit. Oops, I fucked it up, but... Let's say you have 3 meter to burn and you want to do something like that. Right? You don't want to waste all that meter on block. That's not good. You want to do the right thing for the certain situation that you're in. And that lets you basically do the optimal thing. This is something important that you really want to learn early on, because this will really, really let you optimize what you do. Oop, not close enough. So yeah, that's the whole concept behind hit confirming, and in you being able to see it visually. Utilize strings, basically, to summarize, utilize strings that give you enough time to react. Right? This string gives me enough time to react and do the proper thing. So you can see here, it's blocked, I react the first hit, and the second hit, this hit, gives me time to react. Right? I'm watching for the first hit. And doing the correct thing based off of what the first hit happens. Which is why, what do you call it? Sorry. I'm like trying to explain things and not really paying attention. Which is why you'll see something like that, where the second hit connects and I still do Tatsu. Right. So yeah. Now there is a more advanced technique that I'm not going to be able to show you, which I do suggest that you watch some other video explaining it. But there is another technique called single hit confirms, which is very difficult to do. Now, why this is easy to do is because there's multiple hits to it. And I can do the appropriate option based on whether or not this hits. Right? If I see it hit, I'm going to go all out. If I can't see it hit, I'm going to go Tatsu. And that's because these two hits have a long time in between. However, what if you have a move that does single hits, right? You only have one, you have a single move that can go into a special cancelable thing, like this, right? Right? Well, there is still a technique that you can use, but it is very difficult to do, and I have no authority to show you exactly how to do it. So don't take my tip here with a grain of salt. But single hit confirms rely on you buffering the motion of the attack. This is how I would do it. So even if I do medium kick here, you can see I'm doing medium kick, I'll still input the Shoryuken afterwards anyway. Even if it's not going to hit. And I'm only going to press the punch button based off of whether or not I can react to the opponent blocking it or not. So it'll be like something like this. Forgive me if I fuck it up the entire time, but in theory, this is how it works. And the way that you react to this is different than just doing this. There are some other cues that you're going to have to utilize. Some people use sound in Street Fighter. Some people look at the stun gauge. It's super dependent on who the person is and what they can and can't do. I did it right once and I fucked it up again. But like that. Personally, for me, I don't really know what my cue is. I kind of just like stare at the attack, and depending on the spark, I think is what I'm looking at. I really don't know what really gives it to me. And I'm going to be honest, that's probably why I suck at it, is because I don't practice this enough, as well as I don't have a direct thing that I stare at. Ugh. Oh boy. Alright. Well, that's single hit confirms. Like I said, I'm not great at that one, and definitely takes a lot more practice than doing longer strings. I don't think that's gonna connect. Sad face. Alright, well, there you go. Keep that in mind, and have a good day.